Hey everybody, Ryan Dorn here, your sales coach, and today we're going to talk through 10 ways to avoid the holiday sales blues. This time of year, I understand things tend to slow down in sales land. Well, at least that's the thought anyway. I often hear sales reps that I'm coaching say, Ryan, seriously, man, nothing happens between December 21st and January 8th. It's so funny. It's such a common comment that it's become somewhat of an urban myth or an urban legend. Well, as a sales training coach that actually still sells something every day, I hear this all the time. I mean, starting as soon as December the 1st. So, unlike other sales trainers and sales coaches that are out there that haven't sold anything except themselves in the last 10 years, because I'm selling every day, I've actually found this to be a great time of year for me to grow as a sales professional and to grow my book of business. So, rather than singing the holiday sales blues about clients not calling me back or people not making decisions, I want to share with you my 10 ways to keep your sales strong during this holiday season so you can launch into 2016 with a brand new bang. Make it one heck of a great year. So let's walk through these 10 things together. I hope that you will find them to be exceedingly helpful. All right, number 1 of 10. Let me ask you this question. What is your holiday client sales plan? Let me ask you this. Do you even have one? Sending Christmas cards is nice, but really, honestly, it's a waste of time because you're going to get lost in the crowd. It's a nice thought, but let me ask you about this. Rather than that, what about retention? We all know that it's easier to keep a client than to lose one. So perhaps this is a great time of year to email, to phone, and retain clients. So how do we do this? Non-sales touches are critical to your success as a sales pro. Don't forget, if every time you are reaching out to a prospect, you have your hand out, truthfully, it's no wonder that they're not responding and they're not calling you back. So I really truly coach and I believe in the sales business. 50% of your client touches need to be non-sales touches. So what do I mean by that? Well, this morning, for example, I might go to fastcompany.com or inc.com and I maybe go to Brendan Burchard's website or Tony Robbins' blog or Seth Godin's blog. Find something that I feel is relevant, also that is helpful to my clients. I'm going to email them, maybe even in mass, but I don't want it to look that way. Share something with them that's relevant, that's resource oriented. Make them think of you when they see your name come through on an email. You want them to think of you as a consultant, as a resource, and not always just as a salesperson with their hand out. So that's tip 1 of 10. Tip 2 of 10. Most sales reps stop short and sell short around the holidays, meaning that most salespeople just give up. Use this to your advantage. Your clients normally in a given day are going to get between 6 and 10 calls and emails from salespeople wanting to pitch their products to them. I see this drop almost to zero in my own business that I own life. People quit calling me this time of year. Why? Because they think that I'm not here. And what am I doing? I'm sitting in front of my computer almost all the time. Carpe diem, my friends. This is a great time of year to reach out and let your voice be heard. So refer back rather to point number 1 about retention. This is a great time of year for retention. It's a great time of year to just have some conversations with people that you might catch in the office just chilling and waiting for the holidays to drop upon them. See, a lot of you think that everyone takes the week of Christmas off of work. I did a little informal study this week, and I found that out of 15 people I asked, only 2 were taking the entire week off. Most were off part of Christmas Eve day, and of course they're off on Christmas and the weekend, but they're back in action the next Monday. All right, 3 of 10 on how to avoid the holiday sales blues. Review past client reports and ask for referrals. Remember, a referral is the spice of life. It's one of the best types of sales leads, right? So why not be asking for referrals this time of year? Typically, people aren't real busy. They'd like nothing more than to be able to kind of just say, hey, thanks. It's a good time of year for that. So you also might want to offer some type of bonus for the referral. That would be even better. Now, remember, referral programs need to be easy and not cheesy. So just think through that. All right, number 4, review your potential clients' websites for new talking points. Remember, relevant sales consultants will always win out over generic sales reps. You need something new to talk about. Also, you need something relevant to talk about. You don't want to be seen as a generic salesperson. You want to be seen as somebody that's exceedingly relevant. Okay? All right, number 5 of 10, review your personal growth plan. Now, this isn't like going to the gym, okay? I think that's important as well, but you need to read at least one business book per year, at least one. Now, I try to read a couple a month, but at the very minimum, one per quarter. Oh, Ryan, I just don't have time for that. All right, listen, I understand. So if nothing else, get the audio version of those books. Go and look at the Harvard Review, sort of a Cliff Notes version of those books. Something, my friends, expand your brain. Guess what happens if you don't use your brain consistently as you get older? You're going to lose it, my friends. So you want to make sure you spend some time on that. So at least one business book. Or how about this? Sign up for some e-newsletters. Maybe Brendan Burchard's e-newsletter. There's a guy named Chris Brogan that's got some good e-newsletters that are out there. Sign up and get out there and find these people that you think might be very helpful to you in the long run. All right, number 6 of 10. Renew or review your 10 critical sales questions. A lot of times people will ask me when I'm coaching them or training them, okay, Ryan, what do you do at the beginning of the year? How do you start off the year really strong? Each year on January 1st, I do a few things. Number 1, freshen up your resume. You should always do that. Just in case, I mean, you never know when you know what is going to hit the fan. Number 2, reset all your passwords. You should do that every season. January is kind of my winter season for that, so don't forget to do that. And then review the critical questions that you're asked your clients. Now, why is this important? Because your industry is changing all the time. It doesn't matter what industry you're in. Those that have been around for thousands of years, steel, oil and gas, doesn't matter. In the software space, things are changing all of the time. It's a constant evolution. So the questions you asked your clients in 2015, they might work in 2016, but how do you know until you ask? So I like to update these questions. Here's one of my favorites. If we could create or offer you the perfect solution, what would the perfect outcome be for you? So again, that's one of my favorites. If we could offer you the perfect solution, what would you want the perfect outcome to be? And this question is all about managing expectations. There's a saleswoman that I've been working with, for probably 15 years. And we've sold at the same company, and we've been coaching and working through things. And she's awesome at managing customer expectations. This is a lead into that. This is a lead into managing client expectations. If I had a goal in 2016, one of the things I might consider is, doing a better job managing customer expectations. As a salesperson, I tend to, exaggerate a little bit to try to, get the deal. I'll admit it. Okay, if you can't admit that, then you've probably not been in sales as long as I have. But I really need to do a better job of managing customer expectations. All right, number 7. So important. Test your email subject lines. Look back through your emails from 2015. Look back at the subject lines that worked. Look back at emails that came to you that had really catchy or grabby subject lines. Now, I'm not really big on tricking people. I don't like that. One time I received an email that said, Ryan Dorn, your business is dead. And I'm like, whoa, what is that all about? And it was somebody trying to sell me something. I don't think you want to be that overly dramatic, but I do believe that there's subject lines out there that work. One of my favorites is, I have a new idea for you, ... Sometimes if I'm trying to set a meeting, I'll use the date. I'll be like December 22nd. Well, that's a bad day to set a meeting, sorry. January 15th, as an example. All right, number 8 of 10, evaluate your client list for whales versus minnows, meaning big clients, little clients. I would rather be swallowed up whole by a whale than nibbled to death by a bunch of minnows. So you want to make sure your client list is balanced. You don't want to have too many small accounts. Why do salespeople tend to gravitate towards smaller accounts? Well, I'll tell you why. Smaller accounts tend to email you back or call you back. Big accounts don't. Remember something, at least this is what I have found. Small clients, they can be as big a pain in the you-know-what as a big client, sometimes a bigger pain. So kind of think through that and make sure that you have a balanced client list. All right. Number 9 of 10, create a focus list. Now, a focus list is better. It's not better. It's different than a goal list. A goal list are maybe the 5 things you're going to try to achieve next year. A focus list are the little subpoints to that goal. So you can preach about goals and you can list goals all day long. But if you don't put below that goal focus points or the path to success, then all of a sudden these goals become just something that's sitting on the wall. You've got to have this focus path. If you have the focus path, that's when you really get to the achievement of those goals. So check that out. And usually focus points are subpoints. So work through that. Figure that out. All right, last tip. Number 10 of 10. What's the latest new idea you're presenting? Or what new idea are you going to present next year? So what's coming for your clients? What do you have to showcase to them that's something new? You might say, Ryan, I've got nothing. Well, if you don't repackage something, you really should have something new, at least a new talking point, if nothing else. Even if you're working for a company that's had the number one market leading product or service for 50 years. Boring. You need something new if you're going to engage these clients. So if you got nothing new, figure it out. New ideas are super important as you're looking to create new conversations with your clients. Let me wrap this blog post up with this. I feel that I'm really one lucky guy. I mean that. I get to work with hundreds of you each year as your sales training coach. Such a thrill for me. Thank you for that. Such a blessing. Take a look at the above 10 things that are listed. Pick 1 or 2. Stop being an overachiever, okay? Pick 1 or 2 and really, really sink your teeth into those. Lock them on the calendar. Put them down as goals. Create some focus points. I mean, the worst thing you can do this holiday season is just sit back and let the world pass you by. Use this time to grow. Use this time to engage with your clients. Use this time to grow your personal business. And of course, family first. Embrace those that you love. Recognize that you're a part of one of the best business sectors in the world, and that's sales. Never forget, if sales was easy, everybody'd be doing it. But they're not. So we're either wacky, crazy people, or we really have found the secret to happiness, and that is understanding and growing to be the very best salesperson you can be in 2016. All right, let's bring this tradition to an end. The holiday sales blues, that's a tradition that's over, starting with you reading this blog and listening to this podcast. All right, I'm Ryan Dorn, your sales and training coach from Brain Swell Media. Love to work with you in 2016. Needing some help, needing some inspiration? Reach out to me, or maybe you just have a question. Don't fear, just because I'm a sales coach doesn't mean I'll sell you to death. Drop me an email, ryan@brainswellmedia.com. Again, that's ryan@brainswellmedia.com. I wish you a very Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, and I look forward to working with you and or your team in 2016.